What is computer here? Computers are nothing but the electronic machine. What is accuracy? That means whatever the output I'm going to get from the computer system, it is correct as well as accurate. By using sliding rule, with the help of addition as well as subtraction, it's possible to perform multiplication as well as division. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on fundamentals of computers. I'm Revati from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, in my today's session at the beginning, I'm going to deal with definition about computer system. Along with that, characteristics of computers. Along with that, I'm going to deal with data and information. Along with that, I'm going to deal with hardware and software. Anyway, dear students, let's start with the today's topic, that is definition about computer system. So what is computer? I hope most of the students are very familiar with computer. So what is computer and what is the need of computer and how it's going to play vital role in our life. So what is computer here? Computers are nothing but the electronic machine, and it is responsible for processing, recalling and storing data. So a computer is an automatic electronic machine that can store, recall and process. So what is this store? Here store is nothing but the place or repository used to store the data or information. And what is the meaning of recall? Recalling. That means we are going to recall where that particular data as well as instructions are stored. And process data. So what is process? Process is nothing but the executing. So execution itself known as process. So a computer is an electronic device or automatic electronic machine, and that is responsible for store, recall and process data. Now, dear student, think that I want to prepare 1 cup of tea. And to prepare 1 cup of tea, what I required? I required an ingredients. And what are the ingredients I required? I required milk. Then I required sugar. Then I required water. Along with that, what I want to do? I want to boil milk, sugar, water, all those things. After that, I'm going to filter. After filter, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the tea. So dear student, if I transfer all these activities with respect to computer system, then milk, sugar, water, all these are nothing but my input. That is nothing but all the ingredients are treated as an input. So it is nothing but input. And if I consider boiling process, then it is nothing but processing. So it is nothing but processing. It's nothing but processing. After processing, I'm going to get the output. So after boiling, I'm going to get the tea. Similarly, after processing, I'm going to get the output. And this operations itself known as computer. That is, this is the job of the computer. That means get the input, process the input and give or display the output to the user through monitor or some hard copy. So here computer plays very important role in our day-to-day life. Moving further, I'm going to have characteristics of computer. When I consider computer, it must fulfill certain characteristics, that is speed of execution, memory, storage, accuracy, versatile, automation, diligence, cost effective, etc. So, dear student, what is speed here? So, the execution speed of the computer is very high. That means it's an automatic electronic device and it's going to convert all the inputs in the form of electronic signals. So, the speed of the executions here is very high. And if I consider memory, so what is this memory? That is nothing but the repository. So if I consider computer memory, there are two types of memory and all the data are stored in that memory. So primary memory and secondary memory. And dear student, please don't get confused here. All the primary memories are nothing but the memory or main memory, and all the secondary memories are considered as storage or secondary storage device. And if I consider memory, I'm going to have ROM and RAM. That is random access memory and read only memory, and all the data are stored in the form of bits and bytes. Anyway, dear student, we are going to study in depth about memory in my upcoming session. At present, you just remember memory is nothing but repository and all the data are stored under memory, and data are stored in the form of bits and bytes, and there are two types of memory: primary memory as well as secondary memory, and primary memory is categorized into two types, RAM and ROM. But if I consider storage, once again it is also memory, but it is external to the computer system and it provides large storage space. And example for storage here, I can able to consider magnetic tape, magnetic disk, hard disk, floppy disk, pen drive, etc. And if I go with accuracy, so what is accuracy? That means whatever the output I'm going to get from the computer system, it is correct as well as accurate. And if I get any wrong output, then it is mainly depends on the user data. For example, dear student, think that to find the area of a circle, I'm going to have the formula pi r square. I'm going to have the formula pi r square. Okay, now I want to give the input in a same manner. Instead of that, if I give 2 pi r, I'm going to get the output. But what is the output? That is different one. And whatever the output I'm going to get, it is accurate. But what is the drawback here? Whatever the input I have given, that is wrong. So here, computer system is going to provide accurate output, and whatever the fault or whatever the error we are going to get, that is mainly depends on the user input. And versatility. Here, computer systems are able to perform more than one task at a time. So versatile. For example, if I consider any actors, there are certain actors are very versatile. That means they are capable to perform different roles. And if I consider computer system, here computers are also capable to perform multiple tasks, multiple activities. For that reason, it is called versatile. And automation. So if I consider computer system, all the things or all the works are carried out automatically. That means no need of manual calculation. So it's going to perform all the activities automatically. For example, suppose if I want to perform any addition operation, then if I go with computer system, what I want to do? I want to provide the input, say 10 and 20. After that, I just want to press enter. But if I go with manual calculation, then manually I'm going to perform the calculation. But if I go with the computer system, it is automation. That means all the works are done automatically. For example, I'm going to prepare some document. Okay. And while preparing document, if I make any mistake, there itself I'm going to get the options. That means I'm going to get the words and I want to select the particular word. That is nothing but the grammatical mistake or grammatical checking. And that is also example for an automation. And I'm going to have the diligence. So what is this diligence? What is the meaning of this diligence? For example, think that if I continuously do the recording more than 2 to 3 hours, I may get tired and I may get frustrated, and the quality of the recording is also going to get down. But instead of me, if same thing is done by the computer system, then it does not get any frustration, or it does not get any irritation, or it does not fall into the sick, and that is known as diligence. If I consider human being, after working for certain hours, they may fall into sick, or they may feel bored, or they may get irritated. But if I consider computer system, then computers are able to work for an hour, or work for a day, or work for a week. So they just require backup. Now, if I go with cost effective, computers are going to reduce cost, as well as it's going to reduce the manpower as well as paper work. These are the characteristics of computer, and from the examination point of view, this is very important topic. Even you can able to expect this question for 5 marks or 10 marks. Now, dear student, I'm going to have another topic, that is data and information. So, dear student, frequently we are going to use two words, that is data as well as information. So, what is data here? For example, I'm going to tell I have data. So, what is this data? That is nothing but a collection of unprocessed item. So, it is nothing but the collection of unprocessed item, and that may include images, audio files, video files, text, numbers, etc. For example, if I consider I have student and I have 15. Now, what is this? It is just data, because by seeing this, I'm not going to get complete information. I'm not going to get complete information. It is just an item. It may be a text, a number, a video, or a audio. But if I consider information, then information is nothing but the processed data. So what is this processed data? After executing the data, whatever the output I'm going to get, that is information, and it's going to give the meaningful information. For example, if I consider student, that is nothing but the of type character, and if I consider 15, it's nothing but the integer student number, then it's going to give the meaningful information. So data is nothing but the raw fact or unprocessed item, whereas information is nothing but the fact or processed data which carries some meaningful information, and by using those information, the people or user can able to take proper decision. Now, I'm going to have the hardware and software. So, these are the component of computer system. What are the component? That is user along with that data, information, hardware, software, etc. So, what is hardware? So, here hardwares are refers to the part of a computer. So, what is hardware here? There is nothing but the part of computers that can be touched. We can able to see. So, example monitor, example CPU. So, I can able to touch keyboard. These are the example for hardware. So, hardware means what? It's a part of computer system that includes case and the parts which is present in the cabinet. So here, if I consider computer system, whatever the black box I'm going to get, it's not CPU. So what is CPU here? That is present in the motherboard. That is nothing but the processor. So processors are nothing but the CPU, and whatever the black color box I'm going to get, that's nothing but the case or cabinet. And all the things or all the devices which is going to come inside the cabinets are also example for hardware. And what about software? Software means what? Softwares are nothing but the instruction or group of instruction or nothing but the computer program, and that instruct the hardware that what are the activity it must have to perform. That is hardware what to do. Now the softwares are categorized into two types: system software and application software. So what is system software? Once again, it is nothing but the computer program that controls or maintains the operation of computers and devices. So it is a set of instruction that controls computer system and all the devices which is connected to the computer system. And what is application software? Once again, it is nothing but a set of program and which makes the user more productive. That means it's a program designed to make user more productive and help them to perform the task more productively. So, what is application software? Any software which is designed based on the user wish to perform intended tasks are nothing but the application software. And example for system software is nothing but all the language translators, all the operating systems as well as utility softwares are example for system software, whereas Nudi, Baraha, MS Office toolkit. All these things are example for application software. So what is system software? It is nothing but the set of instruction, but it is mainly used to maintain the operation of computers as well as the devices which is connected to the computer system. And what about application software? The software which is designed based on the user requirement in order to perform intended tasks are known as application software. Followed by this topic, I'm going to have evolution of computer system. That means when these computers came into the picture. So at the beginning, I'm going to have abacus. I hope all are familiar with this abacus, but still we are going to use abacus in order to train the kids or in order to teach the kids. And what we are going to teach, that is basic mathematics. To teach basic mathematics to the kids or childrens, we are going to use abacus. But if I consider olden days, there also we are having abacus. So, it is first calculating device or machine used for counting. So, it is mainly used to perform counting, and abacus are mainly used for addition, subtraction, and later it is used to perform multiplication as well as division. And it's also used to perform complex calculation. So it is also used to perform complex calculation. And if I consider abacus, it is made up of rods and beads. So what is the need of beads? It is used to represent numbers. And what's the need of rods? It is mainly used to represent the position. So it is mainly used to represent the position. We are going to use rods. But what about beads? It's mainly used to represent the position of a number. So dear student, if I consider evolution of computers, I'm going to have nipper bones. So here, as the name itself indicates, that it's made up of bones. And it is used for multiplication, and it is mainly made up of bones, and it includes 9 rods, and each rod is mainly used to represent the digits, that is 1 to 9 and digit 0. So 9 rod, that is 1 to 9, and constant rod is for digit 0. For 0, 1 constant rod, and for 1 to 9, I'm going to have 9 rods. And a rod is similar to 1 column of a multiplication. So if I consider 1 rod, 1 column of a multiplication, 2 rod, 2 column, and so on. Now, if I consider an evolution of computer, another evolution with respect to computer here is the slide rule, and it was invented by William Outgard, and it has got 2 scales that are joined together with a margin space. That means, as the name itself indicates, that it has got 2 scales and they are going to join together with a margin space, and it helps to perform multiplication as well as division with the help of addition and subtraction. That means, by using sliding rule, with the help of addition as well as subtraction, it's possible to perform multiplication as well as division. Along with that, we are going to have adding machine, that is nothing but Pascal line. So in the year 1942, at the age of 19, French mathematician, that is Blaise Pascal, invented Pascal line. It's also known as first mathematical as well as automatical calculator, and it's mainly used to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication as well as division along with logarithms. Now, if I consider in the year 1822, Charles Babbage, an English mathematician by the name Charles Babbage, designed computing machine, and it is known as difference engine. So at the beginning it's known as difference engine, and its machine was used to calculate and print simple mathematical tables. Along with that, in the year 1830, he designed second computing, that is second computer, and it is known as analytical engine. So it's known as analytical engine. This machine includes 5 units. That means analytical engine was made up of 5 units, and this is the basic to the modern computer system. So in the year 1830, he designed second computing device or second computing machine known as analytical engine, and it is made up of 5 units, and this was the first basic computer system. For that reason, Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. Now, dear student, tell me who is father of computer? That is none other than Charles Babbage. So, dear student, in my today's session, I started with introduction about computer system. Along with that, I have discussed the characteristics of computer, along with that data, instruction, software, hardware. Along with that, I have covered evolution of computer system. In my next session, I'm going to deal with functional units of a computer. So, dear student, let's meet in the next session with the topic, that is functional units of a computer system. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.